late. He's supposed to be here, but he's not. He's off doing some school business, off with the children, the youth of America, when he should be here with me, talking about Rampage, the movie. So it's just going to be me opening the show for, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't know when he's going to get here. I don't know. Your shirts are too tight, Billy. That's what we're gonna do when he gets here. I'm gonna try to switch it so we can get the two screen thing. Hopefully, we won't have to restart the feed. We'll see. This is all just kind of an experiment because I didn't feel like waiting the 15 minutes, waiting for Jim to get home from school. Home from school. So it's just me and you. Holy shit, he's still there. he is still at school. Uh, I'm gonna tell him I started the show. We'll leave the light on for you. He's gonna get hot about that. I really thought he was like 5 minutes away, not a half an hour away. But hey, we say Monday nights, 8 p.m. So since it's just me, I will talk about some things that I have been up to. A little fireside chat with Dale. We don't get to do these too often. So let's do that. Last night, 11 p.m., I decided, you know what? I've got Movie Pass, and we'll get into that shit. But I've got Movie Pass. Let's see what I can go. Let's see what I can go to the theater and see. I swear to God, they added no new movies this week. They said we've got Avengers: Infinity War for the next month. Let's just wait. Eventually, we'll do Deadpool 2. Then we'll do Solo. But there was nothing. There was nothing new that I could find. So I went and I saw Rampage with Dwayne the Rock Johnson. And I've heard bad things. One of the worst movies, and it's so bad. And the Rotten Tomatoes score is not great. All that kind of shit. It's not like the game. It's a video game movie, but it's not like the game, which we all saw that coming. You saw the trailer, and you said, that's not the game. You saw the poster, and you said, I don't remember there being a jacked up Samoan in my Rampage movie. So right away it wasn't gonna be like the game. So 11 p.m. I go to the theater to watch some Rampage. I was hoping to get the theater to myself. 11 p.m. on a Sunday night. Rampage. Who the fuck is going to be there? Turns out there's gonna be a bunch of people. There are like 4 or 5 different couples, and like I said, 11 p.m. Sunday night. I was kind of concerned I was gonna just hear some noises, see some things. There's a couple right in front of me, and I'm just like, The Rock's gonna get them all boned up. I know that's gonna happen right away. And luckily, I don't think anybody fucked. There were a couple couples in the back corners. I know what they were doing, but I didn't hear it. I didn't see it, so it's fine. So Rampage, the movie. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty good movie. I was surprised because it opens up in space, and I was just like, okay, is this gravity? Is this interstellar? What are we doing? And they established the mutagen that all the animals are gonna get sprayed in the face with, and they're gonna get big. But it was kind of a scary fucking opening scene. It was pretty good. Then we meet The Rock, and he's like the leader of some habitat, and he's funny and charming. And there's one character who served no purpose except for to be funny, and he wasn't. And that's the issue. He's just like trying to hit on the girl. He's just like, yeah, I was in Uganda, and I stopped a couple poachers, shot him in the head, and he's talking out of his ass. And The Rock says some lines to him, bring him, knock him down a peg or two. And it just it was terrible. That was the worst part of the movie. But the good news is there's still the rest of the movie, and the relationship with The Rock. I don't even remember his character's name. He was The Rock. Okay, it was The Rock and a monkey, and it was fucking adorable because they would do sign language to each other, and they had inside jokes, and the gorilla would give him the finger, and he's like, "Don't you give me the finger? Oh, I'll beat the," and it was just like this kind of, and the gorilla like, ha 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 ha. It was cute. It was a cute little movie. Um, there was the subplot of the evil corporation who's responsible for it. It was their project was so fucking evil that they had to do the experiments in space, and that's why it rained down into the atmosphere onto these animals because they had to do it in space, which is a fun concept. But the two bad guy leads, it's like a brother sister combination, and the sister's good. It's I don't know how to say her name, Malin Endercameron. She was in The Watchmen. She's the one that the Batman guy fucks, and The Watchmen. Um, she was good, that cold-blooded bitch type of character. But then it was her brother, and I don't know who the fuck this guy was, but he said we're doing a video game movie. I'm just gonna ramp it up to 14 because he was over the fucking top, and it didn't need to be. It didn't need to be. The movie somehow plays this silly concept straight for the most part. So him doing that shit, it didn't really play. And the female love interest, because of course, there's a love interest. Um, she was terrible. I've never seen this actress before. I hope I never see her again. She was so bad, like the line delivery. Because when I'm watching a movie, sometimes I try to separate the execution from what's on the page and how it can play in a perfect world and how the the writer probably envisioned it being executed. And I'm hearing her say some of these lines, and they're witty, back and forth with the Rock type of thing. A lot of Joss Whedon end a scene with a laugh type of humor, and just the way she would say these lines. It's just I don't think she's a comedic actress. I think that's it. I think that was it. We talk about it all the time, but it's that part time. It's like, why did you say it that way? Have you never told a joke before? Fucking woman. Um, but The Rock was good. The love subplot could have done without it. The special effects weren't bad, considering the amount of times The Rock would touch this fucking monkey. A lot of fist bumps, a lot of petting, and that shit can be death in these movies because it's like, let me touch your CGI, and they're touching a fucking broomstick that's got green rug on it, and they're trying their best, like, I love you so much, broomstick, you're my favorite broomstick. um, but they've come a long way with that shit, and it looked good. It looked good. um, the movie was never boring. George the gorilla, all these animals in different places get sprayed in the face and they start getting bigger, and I think it worked out in their favor because the stakes, like, it's mapped out for them. The animals are getting bigger, the problems getting bigger, the dangers getting bigger, the threats from the bad guy twins and this mercenary group are getting bigger. So it's the work's almost done for them. They have quite an outline. They just have to trace it and make their movie. There's one part, and I fucking love it. It was so clever. So the bad guy twins say there's the wolf. There's the 30-foot fucking wolf, and then in the woods. We need to go get it or kill it, one or the other. And they're like, remember that mercenary group that did all those evil things for us? And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, we're calling them. And the next scene, you see like the guy, and he's got fucking scars on his face, which is always just gotta love that. It's like, oh, he must have been through some shit. He must have cut himself shaving, cause he's got the scar on his face and his hand scars. See, they're just was that what? Did a grenade blow up in his hand? Uh, he doesn't seem like a good soldier if he's got all these fucking scars. But they show him, and he's arriving for work, and he's loading his guns and shit, and he's getting his vest, and he gets on the helicopter. He's like, "We're going to get a wolf," and they establish him as this badass guy. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, all right, who's he gonna kill? Is he gonna kill anybody? Maybe the girl. Maybe one of the animals. He's definitely got to face off against the Rock. You know, we need human avatars for the Rock to fight, because the Rock's not gonna rock bottom a fucking lizard or a giant rat. He's not doing that. So I was like, okay, that's gonna be his fight. So the mercenary group goes to the woods to get the wolf. And the wolf is cool as hell. The wolf special, but like he's so agile. It's a very fun movie to watch. He lands there with his mercenary group, and it's over there. Oh, where did it go? We lost it. And the wolf starts taking this mercenary group one by one, and soon it's just him. It's just him. And he's not going anywhere. He's going to be here at the end of the movie for the Rock to give him, bam, rock bottom. You know it's coming. Where's the wolf? Where's the wolf? Wolf creeps up behind him. He knows it. He's got his gun. And he's got to be real quick about it. He's got to turn and shoot the wolf real quick to get out of this jam. So he goes to turn to shoot the wolf and get out of this jam, but the wolf just fucking eats him. That's the end of that character. I hope you enjoyed your 3 minutes. I was very happy with that. Because, like I said, you're watching this shit, you've seen it before, you're trying to connect the dots, see where they go. So when you get surprised like that, when you think they're going ABC and then they hit you with an XYZ, and you're like, that's fine, it didn't impact the story in a negative way. You've definitely set up these creatures as a fucking threat. I was so happy, but I was paranoid. I was paranoid that because it eats them pretty fucking good, but I was nervous. I was like, if he pops up at the goddamn end of this movie, I'm going to be furious. But he didn't. Chewed that motherfucker right up, and it was just the animals movie. Um, as usual with movies like Rampage, these action movies, Act 3, it's way too long. The action sequence, they're tearing up Chicago, and the Rock's getting thrown about every which way, and it just takes for fucking ever. Takes forever. I think the movie was an hour 45. It could have been an hour and a half. I think we touched on everything. There was the terrible subplot with the love interest. She worked for the evil corporation, and she created this thing, the pathogen that has caused this. But then she tried to destroy it, and she ended up going to jail for it. And while she was in jail, her cancer brother died. She didn't get to say goodbye to the cancer brother, and all this shit. And I'm just like, this rampage. This is Rampage. And there was never any. It didn't work. I'll say that. I'll just say that it didn't work. But the destruction of Chicago in the end was super, super cool, and the good guys won. They did some clever stuff to get George back on the good guy side, and he had to fight the other two monsters, and it was good. It was good. Go see Rampage because it's probably only got a week left in the theaters, and we'll probably see a sequel to it because what was it? The budget was 150 million, and it's already made 300 something, and that's just domestic. And you know those foreign motherfuckers. Oh, they love it. They love CGI animals. So yeah, we'll definitely get a sequel to Rampage 2. We're gonna get Rampage 2. I don't know if that's gonna work out. I think we got lucky with Rampage 1. We should probably just stop there. Let's just leave well enough alone on this one. Count our blessings, count our money. But they said, no, people liked it. They liked George. They liked Middle Finger. They liked it when he said, are you fucking her like this? And I bet you, I bet you that's what the next movie's going to be. It's going to be a lot more George being a fucking weirdo gorilla who's just like, you want to dock with me, Rock? You dock with me? Um, I think that's what we're going to see with Rampage 2 if they do it. When I was leaving the theater, I was not disappointed because, I mean, you like what you like, and I had a good time watching it, and I'm thinking, I know this movie got panned. I'm sure the critics hated it, but I bet you on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics killed it, but people, the audience probably had a good time. And sure enough, the critics scores like a 50, audience scores like an 82. Audiences, yeah, had a good time. This is the like definitive popcorn movie. It not a lot of lulls. You don't have to be super smart. You don't have to just sit down, watch the monkey do a thing. Watch the monkey do a thing. With that, 17 minutes in, let's do a gym check. I don't know if he's still at the school. There is a school board meeting. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but I'm saying it. And he's still there. So he'll be here for plugs, I guess. No, he might be on the way. That is an older text. What else can I talk about? I'm trying my hardest to focus on the show and not watch the Warriors against the Rockets because I really want to watch that game. That's going to be a very good series. Cavs Celtics I thought would probably be a laugher, but game one was a laugher the other way. LeBron James got his ass whooped. The Cavs got beat the fuck down. LBJ held to 15 points. Celtics so young, so athletic, just defense, 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 and the Cavs couldn't hang. Cavs couldn't hang, and I'm hoping the Cavs win the series because as good as the Celtics are, I want that Warriors Cavs. That's always how it's got to be. It's like WrestleMania. It's like it's got to be Rock Austin. I know they did it last year. I know they did it the year before that. But it's WrestleMania. It's got to be Rock and Austin. Who you got? Houston versus what's Warriors? James Harden can only do so much. James Harden can only do so much, and the Warriors have that fucking dream team. They've got the dream team, and they've got Steve Kerr, that sexy little slut. It's just like, guys, you're doing great. You're doing. I'm gonna drop. It's fine. I'm Steve Kerr. Um. Yeah, everyone likes the Celtics coach, Brad Stevens. They think he's doing a great job. But yeah, it's just I'm trying to enjoy these finals because in a couple weeks we're gonna be done with the NBA, and then what? Then I gotta wait another fucking month before the Packers play. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Aaron Rodgers will be there, so they'll win the North, because that's how that works. But if he gets hurt again, he won't. They won't do that. So I was hoping this week, I think it was yesterday, to get tickets to a wrestling show called All In. It's the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes putting together a super indie show at the Sears Center in the suburbs. And I was like, yeah, I'll get tickets for that because the Kenny Omega, Okada, Rey Mysterio, just it's a lot of really cool fucking names, and there was never any doubt I'm gonna get tickets to the show. I'm just going to do it. Apparently I won't because they sold out in half an hour. 10,000 seats. That was the whole gimmick for this. Oh, they're gonna get a 10,000 seat arena. Can they fill it? Can they fill? Yeah, they can. They did, and now I can't go. I wanted to see Kenny Omega, and now I can't. Although I definitely would have taken my piss break during the Cody Rhodes match because you know it's Cody Rhodes. But good for them for selling out the Sears Center, doing a great job for the business. I'm trying to get a list here of all the stars, all the stars. Show me the matches. You're not gonna show me the matches. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Okada. That one was gonna be big. I want to see Okada. I'll probably have a chance. I'll probably see Kenny Omega before it's all said and done. But Okada, that's a bit different. I've never seen Jay Lethal perform. I've never seen the Young Bucks perform. Uh, just looking at it makes me sad. I'm hoping that maybe I can get a second hand ticket. Go to the StubHub scalper site and just spend a little more for a ticket. It fucking bums me out. Bums me out that I can't see it. Show me some of these names. Oh yeah, the Green Arrow guy. What's that actor's name? Because he's gonna be there in some capacity. Macaulay Culkin's gonna be there at the Fan Fest. If you want to get that Macaulay Culkin autograph. Conan. Damn. Damn. I'm just scrolling here. Like maybe there's like, and tickets are available yet again. There was an error in the system. Turns out they messed up and there's hundreds and hundreds of tickets available. There's not. There's fucking not. Okay. Gym watch, still nothing. Let's talk about MoviePass. Let's talk about my favorite subject in the world is MoviePass. Because they're so fucking stupid. Last we discussed MoviePass, they had changed their policy to make it less user friendly and you can go less times. And then there was a big uproar, so they changed it back. They said, change it back. We changed it back. We changed it back. Relax. Then there was a report recently that said MoviePass, the stock has plummeted because it turns out MoviePass, hit that 3, MoviePass. Oh, is James Harden hurt? Oh, no, he's selling. He's fucking selling. Oh, look at him. Paul Pierce is like, get the wheelchair. Get the wheelchair. Let's see what happened. Oh, James Harden was running back to defend somebody and he hurt himself because defense is such a foreign concept to him. He's like, fuck, my knee exploded. So MoviePass stock plummets a little bit here. There's a report that says they only have enough money for one more month as a business. Holy shit. Like that is a bombshell. That is a bombshell. Then today, and this was a couple days ago. Today, one CEO, one of the suits says that's not true. That's not true. We have a lot of good things going on. We have deals in place. We have enough money for 17 months. We've got a year, fuckers. That's what he says. They say they have 17 months worth of money in their business, and they have deals in place and revenue sources, and we'll see. I guess MoviePass. It's fun to watch this business with such a great idea, great concept, just executed so poorly. And I saw a stat today. It said around 40% of MoviePass users said that they would um, agree to paying more than double the cost now, which is $10. They agree to pay more than double, so 20, 25, to keep the service alive or for their subscription. I wouldn't, and mostly just because I can't support that company doing that shit. There's another company, Cinemania, that's MoviePass 2.0. It's not as good of a deal, but the stats are right there. What you can and can't do are right there. And if you just do, and 3D and IMAX are included, which isn't with MoviePass. Essentially, it was like, what was it? It was 3 or 4 movies a month for $20, 20, $20, I think it was. Which, let's face it, if you have MoviePass, when you first got it, you probably went a lot. You went once a week. You went twice a week. You went, fuck yeah, I gotta see all these movies. You're going once, twice, maybe 3 times a month now, maybe three, and that is stretching it. So I wouldn't be against doing cinema enema if it comes to that, because I just movie pass you fucked up. You fucked up so bad. So we'll see that. It's one of my favorite updates. What's MoviePass up to? Drama in Haddonfield and drama in MoviePass executive. Next topic. Yeah, we can do that. Kind of waiting for Jim to talk about the Lethal Weapon TV show drama. Did you hear that? Have you heard about this shit? This Lethal Weapon TV show drama. First of all, it got a second season. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Now, it seems that the actor who plays Riggs is legitimate crazy, like a Riggs. Just abusive verbally to cast and crew, just kind of a whack job. And when he directs episodes, he gets a little loosey goosey with the like safety regulations and the stunt folk. And somebody got some shrapnel in their fucking face on an episode that he was directing, and and he got hot about that, even though people are like, well, isn't that your fault? But you're gonna get hot at other people. So all that shit adds up, and they fired his ass. So now you've got this Lethal Weapon TV show without a Riggs, and people are like, well, that's the end of the show. No, no, not when there's money involved. They said that guy's out, and I forgot his name, Clayton Country. They said Clayton Country is out. Sean William Scott is in. And people said, okay, he might not be a bad Riggs. If we can get a beard on him and make him play a little more crazy, he could probably be a decent Riggs. No, he's not going to be Riggs. He's going to be a new character. Maybe Riggs' brother. So that's what's going on with Fox. That's what's going on with the Lethal Weapon television show. Sorry, Damon. You've done a great job. I think that's going to be the end of the Lethal Weapon television show. It's going to be Riggs' brother. Okay. Oh, we've got Jim. I'm going to try to get Jim in here, folks. There it is. We've done it.
There he is.
We did it. I'm glad I didn't have to close OBS and start.
I couldn't even move my stuff I usually move out of the way. I didn't have time.
Oh, no, I love that rape mattress back there. That's good.
It's a sound dampener device.
It's for my studio.
Yeah, it's for my beats.
Oh, thank God you're here. I'm fucking sweating just talking for a half an hour now. And then I went to the movies, and there's, you see Lethal Weapon? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Fucking dying over
Lethal Weapon? I haven't heard about this.
Oh, great. This is great. I could tell it again.
I'm sure everyone is thrilled.
It's the remix. Apparently, the actor who plays Riggs,
Mel
the white
Gibson,
dude, is
on the show.
Yeah, he's like legit crazy, and like he gets verbally abusive with the cast and crew, and the episodes that he directs, like he's really loosey goosey with like the safety regulations, and somebody got like shrapnel in the face.
John Landis.
And they were like, "Yeah, you're fired because we can't have that."
Wait, they just let him. They're like, "Why don't you direct some?"
Well, that's common on a lot of television shows. The stars direct a lot. It happens with Psych, West Wing, just fucking.
I thought you said stars.
Every show.
Start telling me about Psych.
Hey, James Roday is a star. Dule Hill was in West Wing. It's a star maker.
Hey, Bill Bixby directed an Incredible Hulk.
So they fired him, and you think that would be the end of the end of the show because you need a Riggs. But they said we fixed it. We've cast Sean William Scott. Sean William Scott. Do you know who that is?
That's Stifler.
It's Stifler. It is Stifler. And it's like, all right, he might be an all right Riggs. And they were like, no,
what's
he's
going on,
gonna
Murtaugh? Banged your mom.
No, he's playing
Whoa!
He's gonna.
We're gonna shoot some bad guys, bro.
He's gonna play a different character altogether.
Hey, I'm Briggs. Yeah, your mom was looking good last night.
It might be Riggs's brother, from what I'm hearing. So,
yeah, my brother's a total psycho. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Lethal Weapon stuff.
Why do I always look cross-eyed? Nobody really knows.
Why is he like this? Why is he this way?
I don't know. That's how he is in every movie I've seen him in. It's like 4 American Pies and Dude, Where's My Car?
I threw a piece of shit at your face. Stifler. So how was school?
The school board meeting was thrilling. Only about an hour and 15 minutes long. Chris basically just went there to be like, I'll just summarize. She was like, it sucks here, and that's why we're moving. Bye. But it was 3 minutes long. Yeah. And then afterward, so a school board meeting is like the people on the school board that you elect that are people that live in the community and usually have kids in the schools. And then the other side of the meeting are the principals and like the superintendent of the school district. So it's like the wrestlers and the promoters.
It's like a Survivor Series matchup.
Sort of. And
faces and heels.
And the people on the board will be like, I'm sorry, there's $15,000 for a vacuum? Isn't that seem excessive? And they like look at you like, isn't that a little bit much? And then the other people have to be like, well, see in the if you look on the section C, it's a commercial grade vacuum, so they're a bit more like they're under the gun. So when Chris went up there and dropped that pipe bomb, afterward, all the people on the board were like, thank you so much for sharing. And everyone else was like, oh my God, we're all going to die. We're all going to get fired.
Can't just tell that shit. They're going to blame us. Fuck.
I don't know why they should. But yeah, our grade school guidance counselor is on the school board. That I'm sure you don't remember. I don't know how many chair shots you've taken, but you don't remember our 5th grade teacher. So I'm guessing you don't remember the guidance counselor that we had for 10 minutes.
No.
Yeah. Oh, shocker.
I thought this was a Jerky Boys reference.
No,
When you're like, Mr. What blah blah blah
no,
is on the school
no.
board.
That's
And I was
that's
just
a real
like,
person.
Frank Rizzo's cousin. I don't know who the fuck this
that
is.
you may have remembered. I guess not. You've forgotten
shit.
all of 5th grade, so I don't blame you.
It's all
Yeah, so that
gone.
went okay, but more importantly, we're halfway in at this point, right? A little bit more. We gotta get moving. I watched Cobra Kai 1 1/3 times already.
1 1/3 times. Damn, I've seen it 0 times. Even though it was my loose assignment, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
There was no pressure. I didn't feel like, oh, I gotta watch this or Dale will be mad. I really wanted to watch it.
Yeah, we all want to watch it. Yeah. So, I don't think it's probably a spoiler type of show, but
It kind of is.
Oh,
It kind of
shit.
is. It's cool. Okay, so first, let me temper this. It's not Stranger Things, okay? It's not like when I say it's really good and everyone should watch it. If you really liked the Karate Kid movies, I can't see how you wouldn't like the show. It's very much a show format as well. They're half-hour-ish episodes, and it doesn't feel like a really, really long movie. It feels like episodes of a show. But it's they build on things nicely. There's a lot of dramatic moments where they like concoct these situations that are going to explode at some point. And some of those you see coming, but the payoff is good. So if the payoff's good, I don't care if I see it coming, And Billy Zabka just kills it. He is so good as Johnny Lawrence.
Okay, that's Johnny.
That's Johnny.
Lawrence.
He's essentially the main character, but it's not like, I know people had some questions before it came out. It's called Cobra Kai. Is it like Daniel LaRusso's barely in it? No, he's like the co-main character.
It's like 50-50.
Yeah, like the first 2 episodes are like 1 and 1A, where it's like, this is where Johnny is now, this is where Daniel is now. Like the first 2 episodes kind of cover that. And it's just really good. And they don't shy away from 2 and 3. It's not like, everyone likes 1 and it's good, so we'll ignore 2 and 3 because nobody liked those. No, they talk about Terry Silver. They talk about karate, the bad boy of karate, Mike Barnes.
Jim,
yes,
is he in it?
I don't want to.
Oh, he's in it.
He's not. He's not.
He's
Okay.
in it. Oh,
He's
I
not.
think he's in it.
But, and I will say this too because I was wondering this. Elizabeth Shue is not in it. Okay, Elizabeth Shue is not in it, but there is an awesome episode that sort of focuses on her character, and it's really neat the way they do it. And it's like a dramatic show, so there's things that are somewhat unrealistically dramatic. The fighting is not suddenly like John Wick. It's like Karate Kid style fight scenes, So if you didn't like that 40 years ago, you won't like this. But that's really not what the show's about. It's really cool. I think you'll like it.
You've got me very excited. I don't really know what it's about. I know when the trailer came out, people said, "Wow, Johnny Lawrence looks bad. Like he looks old now."
Well, that movie is almost 40 years old.
Well, like what's his name?
Ralph Macchio?
Mark Ruffalo. He's always kind of looked, like the same. He always looked kind of older than he was.
Yeah,
but
all the
consistent.
grayish hair all the time.
Yeah, but Johnny Lawrence just was just like it's hard to see that Johnny Lawrence in the current incarnation that exists. But
It's pretty
that's
good.
what people were saying, and I was like, it's gonna be fun. So do they teach kids? Like, are they
It gets
teaching?
there. It's not. It doesn't
Like
just.
my boy against your boy.
Oh, they do. They do that in such an interesting way. I feel it's not. It's not as clear cut as like. It's not like Johnny's teaching the new Daniel and Daniel's teaching the new Johnny, and it's not like Johnny's teaching the new Johnny and Daniel's teaching the new Daniel. Like it's very nuanced. Like you see pieces of both of them in each of these students, but it doesn't start that way. And for a while, I didn't know if it was going to go in that direction. You know, it doesn't set itself up that way. It's sort of like, as much as it's about Johnny finding his place in the world, because it sort of starts with him, as you see in the trailer. He's like an alcoholic. He's doesn't really have a career. He lives in this little shitty apartment. As much as it's about him finding what he's supposed to be doing, it's about Daniel still hanging on to that stuff and not really realizing it until things happen throughout the show. Oh. They say fuck. They say shit. It is very not politically correct. They have these moments that it almost feels like, oh, this could be like a Family Channel show, and now they're going to teach us about the lesson of not drinking and driving. But they just don't. They just blow past it like, yeah, sometimes people drink and drive. Sometimes people rear end other people and just drive away, and nothing ever happens with it. They set up these situations with the characters. You know how we've talked about it sucks when they set something up and they don't pay it off? You know, like, why would you set that up and make it that intricate? They pay everything off. And then the stuff, I'm like, they didn't pay that off. When I got to the end, I'm like, oh, because there's 100% has to be a season 2. Has to be.
Nice.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm glad it sounds like a legitimate show, because when I saw it, you know, Cobra Kai, it seemed like a goof, like a Funny or Die. Mm-mm. Like, can you believe we got them together? And we made a Karate Kid web series, Waka Waka. But yeah, it sounds legit.
It doesn't get
good.
Like the times where it gets corny, the show realizes what it's doing. Like it gets corny and understands what it's doing. You know, like there's times where it gets corny between Johnny and Daniel, but they're supposed to suddenly realize how dumb they're being and be like, oh yeah, we're grown-ups and this is stupid. They do a lot of flashbacks, but I think a big reason is most people probably haven't seen the movies 100 times like we have.
Do they flash back to the movies?
Yeah, they flash back to the movies.
They show movie footage.
Yes, they do it quite a bit, but they tie it into the scene. It'll either be like a dream sequence or something will remind them of something, and they're supposed to. It almost seems like they had the scene, and then a test audience or something was like, I don't get it. And they're like, oh, maybe we should flash back to what this means. Like, maybe we are expecting too much from these people. It's really cool. The only thing where I can't imagine why it's not in there is You're the Best is not in there. The song is not in it. And they do all kinds of fan service, retro, flashback stuff, and they don't have You're the Best in there by Joe Esposito. But they have real music, like licensed real songs, like 80s rock and stuff that Johnny's into, and they play it all the time. I'm like, man, they're not running out of that money yet? That's cool. It's good. I'm in the middle of watching it again because I got Chris interested in it. Now she wants to watch it. I'm like, hurry up before I got to cancel YouTube Red.
Wait, what?
Yeah. The first 2 episodes are on...
Hey, God.
Oh, they
Tell
gotcha.
me a story. Am I not going to be able to watch this?
Yes, you will. You totally will. The first 2 episodes are on regular YouTube. The rest of the show, which there are 10 episodes, is on YouTube Red, which is their like $10 a month exclusive content, no ads, like that type thing. But you have a free month, and you can just cancel it whenever you want before you have to pay. Oh, so, yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, I don't even want to go through this free trial bullshit, right? And then I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, they knew exactly how much to give me, and now I gotta sign up for YouTube Red.
Well, now when season 2 rolls around, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. They did it. It worked. I don't know what else to say, Dale. They did it, and everyone's like, too bad YouTube Red sucks, so this is gonna suck. I'm like, no, it's so cool. Oh, damn.
Well, they're like, that's how we got all those songs.
Yeah, I guess. And they go into Johnny's backstory, but Not so much where it makes him like suddenly a good guy. You know, it's not like, even though you know how like those fan theories have been out there for a long time where like Daniel's really the bad guy when you think about it. They don't ignore that stuff. And like Daniel, both characters have layers to them. And there's shit Daniel does that's like, that's kind of fucked up, dude. And then he's like, oh, what's wrong with me? And then they have a few moments where it's like sad Mr. Miyagi picture because he's really he's shoot dead and kayfabe dead.
He's shoot dead.
And
it's true.
There is a cameo at the end of the last episode, and I'm not telling you who it is or what it has anything to do with.
Did you say last episode?
The last episode. Right at the end. And you know who it is right away. But they do it in a way that reminds me of something from one of the movies.
It's John Wick.
It is. I'm looking for my dog. He's dead. It's cool. Johnny is so rude, but at times you're like, you know what? He's not a horrible guy, but he'll just say stuff like, "What are you? Because you're a big pussy? You guys are just a bunch of pussies. I can't train these guys." But there's never a moment where he's like, you know what? I was wrong. You're not pussies. Like, that never happens. It's just sort of subtle. You gotta see it. Now you're gonna hate it. No. Oh, God.
Is that what it is? Mm-mm. Is it Jaden Smith? Is that the cameo? Not. See, like the cameo pool to pull from here is quite limited. Mm-hmm. Like this isn't it's not ensemble type movies.
There is a cameo that I wasn't even thinking of that they pulled off pretty well. And
I know who it is. I know who it's gonna be.
Okay. And they
just because, like I said, there's like two people to pull.
Right. I'm hoping the next season will have more cameos in it. Like this was, I can't imagine this not being a success. And then maybe the next season will have more cameos.
Well, who's gonna do this? Who's gonna do YouTube Red? Who's doing that? They kind of put them under the gun here, and they put them in a bad situation. You got your good show in a format in a place, and no one's gonna fucking do it. Hulu, sure, all that other, but YouTube Red, you bastards.
But you know what? I'm spoiled now because there's other little perks of YouTube Red that I like. That they never could have sold me on Red if they didn't have Karate Kid. I'm sorry, Cobra Kai.
What do they got? What's YouTube Red?
So, like, you got irritating shit. Like, when you pull up YouTube on your phone, if you go to the home screen, like, let's say you want to listen to a Bruce Pritchard 4-hour podcast that you found on YouTube, and if you leave YouTube on your phone, it's done. Like, it doesn't just play in the background. It does with YouTube Red.
Oh,
or, like,
man.
The ad, like, there's no ads that pop up in videos and whatnot, so you can listen to a 4-hour podcast straight through and not have 15 little yellow things that you know are going to inconvenience you at some point during your day. But that alone would not be enough to make me happy. But I'm like, oh yeah, YouTube is better now that I watched The Karate Kid. Shit.
It's like their goodwill ambassador.
I mean, they kept the bonsai trees. They talk about the tree shop. They talk about going to Okinawa. They do a thing. Once you see it, we'll talk about it because I don't want to spoil shit. But they do a thing where
Johnny dresses up like a skeleton.
No. Johnny asks his student kid about where he's from because he's Hispanic. And, like, the gag is like, we're from Riverside. Like, oh, but then you find out later, like, the family's really from Guatemala. And then there's an Asian kid that Daniel asks, who's not, like, his protege. It's like some kid his daughter's dating. He's like, oh, where are your parents from? And he's like, Irvine? Because he's, like, making them sushi and stuff because he's Mr. I went to Okinawa. He's, like, a total, like, hipster. Oh, we've been to Okinawa before. I got a fancy knife. But you're like, oh, but he said Irvine. So maybe, like, ooh, is he like Sato's grandson or something? Like, that would be neat. Maybe that'll go somewhere. You never know.
Maybe.
It's cool. I like it.
I did expect any of this from this show. I figured like, oh yeah, there's a couple good jokes in there, and
There's a lot of good jokes.
He does the crane kick. He busts his knee because he's old. Like I figured that's the type of shit.
There is a groin pull gag with Johnny, what I actually like, because whenever you're watching like a martial arts movie, like, wait, that guy didn't stretch. He just started kicking ass in the parking lot. He didn't warm up. There's no way you could do that without pulling a muscle. He pulls a muscle. It's cool. The jokes aren't too over the top. Like, they fit in well. It's just neat. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's not going to win awards. It's not Stranger Things. But it's more than just nostalgia. Like, it's kind of cool where they go with the characters. Gotta check it out.
Will it be enough to pull people into the YouTube Reds? I'll probably do it, like you said, free trial. I'll get my shit in.
Get out.
And kaboosh. But yeah, when season 2 rolls around, that's gonna suck, because essentially you're gonna be paying $10 to watch
a season of Cobra Kai. Unless they can get more shows that are this good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe.
There's a lot of Iron Eagle. Johnny watches Iron Eagle on TV all the time. Chappie, no! Yeah, it's good. I wanted to talk about
you earlier. I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad you watched it. I wish I had time to fit that into my schedule, but now I know I gotta go through some hoops. But I texted you earlier. I said, watch the Predator trailer.
Yeah,
I want to talk about the Predator trailer. And you were like, I've already seen it.
I have.
So you're late to the party on that one. What did you think? Because I am late to the party on this one. I know people saw it. They kind of didn't. Most people didn't care for it for a couple reasons. And I watched it, and it's a Shane Black joint. I think he's writing it, and you can tell because it's got a kid, and it takes place in the holidays. And I was like, all the greatest, all the hits, all the classics. Let's go. And then Predator stuff happens.
I think, I don't know. It just the trailer looked kind of blah to me. Like it seems like they're not rebooting it. It seems like this is a sequel. That's just how it seems.
Oh yeah.
I don't like the, well, we're assassins, so we kind of kill people. Like, I'm not too high on that guy yet.
Yeah, and I don't like that type of humor in my Predator movie.
No. They don't seem bro-y enough. Like, the squad in the first movie seemed really bro-y, and that's how I think military guys really are. They're like, yeah, let's get pumped together. Let's go kill Guatemalans or whatever it is. And these guys are just
assassin
like,
guy,
we're kind of assassins, so it's like what
that guy he was like a twink.
And then when they were like, they're trying to breed with us and make hybrid predator babies, I was like, are they? Maybe that's not exactly how they worded it, but when they they said, that's exactly what popped into my head.
Yeah, that's the part most people seem to have an issue with, the hybridization. Which, if it comes about via fucking our men and women, I guess that would be kind of weird. But I sort of like, because the predators are hunters. They go to these planets and they hunt their most dangerous game, and they take trophies. But I was like, oh, okay, what if they're also going to these planets to like level up? Like, I'm gonna take some of that DNA from this guy.
Level up.
They're leveling up. And I was just like, that's an interesting concept, but we'll see, because the trailer didn't. It seemed like a lot of fluff. Like they didn't want to show anything, and to the point where I'm wondering, is there even anything to show? Like what you got? He's a little boy. The guy, a little boy.
I didn't even get a Sarah Connor. What is that one called? I didn't even get a Terminator Genisys vibe, because until they. Thankfully, mercifully, in the Terminator Genisys late trailers, they revealed to me like, ooh, thanks. I'm glad I didn't go see that at the theater. Like, I'm half Terminator. The early Terminator Genisys trailers, I'm like, this could be interesting. They're messing with the timelines over and over. They're like redoing the movies I've already seen. And then I saw enough of the trailers. I'm like, okay, I can avoid that. This didn't even give me that sort of nostalgic vibe. It just seemed sort of like, I don't know, like not quite Transformers, but they didn't really give me a lot. It just seems sort of like there's going to be predators, and this guy's an assassin. He's going to have to assassinate him. And
it's definitely with that unit. It's like, what happened to your men? And it's kind of like a little flashback, and one of the Key and Peele guys there. And because I've seen a bunch of stills and like posters where it's the Twink and his unit behind him, and it's just like, okay, because that's how the first movie was. There was a unit of soldiers, but now it's going to take place in like an urban site. And here's how stupid I can be.
Oh, you mean Predator 2? Now it's going to take place in an urban site. He's never been in a city before, except for the second one when he's in the city. How can you make it? I don't mean to cut you off. We're in the day and age where I got a Cobra Kai TV show with the original good guy and bad guy, and they made it work. And you can't give me a Predator 3 with Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger, who are doing nothing right now, by the way. Expendables 8?
Yeah, that's why
there's only been one other man who's faced one on Earth. And then it's Danny Glover, and and then they shake hands and shit. And like, we gotta call in a specialist, and it's Riggs.
And they're fighting a 200-year-old predators. Like, I'm 2 trophies away from my high score, and then the old men have to fight the old predator. But no, the trailer starts, and it's got the good ominous music and the good little logo, and the boy, it's like he's opening a box, he's cutting open the box, and I was like, cool, this looks good, sounds good. Cuts it open, and he takes out Predator helmet, and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know
He got
who
it on
he is.
Amazon.
I don't know if he's like Schwarzenegger's
He's a
grandchild,
cosplayer?
if he's a cosplayer. I'm sure there's obviously a story reason for it, but I don't know. It's a good little mystery to have in your trailer. And then they cut to the interrogation room, and the guy's just like, you have to tell me what happened to the people in your unit. And I was like, they're going to cut to the other guy, and it's going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm going to lose my fucking... And it was the Twink!
What do you mean the guys in my unit? They all died. Just why can't you do it? Why can't you just... If you're going to do like a nostalgia... You're not really rebooting it. We don't really know. Maybe you are. We have no idea. But if you're going to do a quasi-sequel, why not just do it? Just put Arnold in there. Don't make it some like stupid 4-second cameo. Have him... I mean, it makes sense. Well, who's seen one of these before and fought it in single combat, hand-to-hand in the jungle? This dude. Who's fought it, but not in an urban setting? That guy did. He did it in an urban setting. Why don't you get him in here? Yeah. We'll do like an Infinity War of Predator movies. But there's only the 2 that anyone wants to see.
Yeah, in a world where everybody wants to do the universes, like, you could do it. Combine your first 2 movies for this movie, and you've got a super Predator team. You can make a new star. Who is that guy? Who is this guy? I can't keep calling him the Twink.
I think you can. I don't think it's...
I have to find out.
Dave in the chat, when you're talking about the Predator mask, like, what is this thing? He said it's a loot crate. That the kid got a loot crate in the trailer.
No, that's like loot crate, fucking elite. Okay, Predator, 2018. Olivia Munn. Was that Olivia Munn? No, I don't think it was.
Could have been.
Was that Thomas Jane? See, this isn't in any order that makes sense to me.
Thomas Jane's got to be 60 years old. That couldn't have been him, right?
And I don't know who it is. So going through this list is a fool's errand because I'm just going to name names of people I don't know.
You look like a fool, don't you?
I'm actually scrolling, hoping to God I see, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger cameo.
Jake Busey.
Yeah.
So they're establishing that this is a sequel. Because the rumor I heard is that Jake Busey plays Gary Busey's son.
Yeah, the son of Peter Keyes.
Yeah.
That's his character's name. The son of Peter Keyes.
Ooh. He doesn't even have a name.
They're
I have giant white teeth like my dad.
Fucking horse.
He can only see heat. And then Predator's like, oh, click, click, click. There we go. Nope, I can see you too now.
Dave said he's the actor from Logan and Narcos. If that helps.
God, the bad guy in Logan, yeah.
That's like the same character, like a mercenary type, no?
Yeah, my least favorite character from Logan. I even liked Eric LaSalle better in Logan.
Ooh.
Than the bad guy with the teeth. Didn't he have a shiny tooth or something?
I don't.
And I had a southern drawl for no reason.
Yeah,
Logan, there you are. I feel like he talked like that.
The actor who plays the comedian in Watchmen, he's in that Walking Dead program as well. You might have heard of it.
John Winchester from Supernatural. Yes, I know who Jeffrey Dean Morgan is.
When he's in Rampage and he does the Texas thing, and I was like, I was not expecting this at all, but I fucking love it. Like it's great. I think it was him anyway.
No, he's in that. He's in that.
Okay, yeah.
He also plays John Winchester, Sam and Dean Winchester's dad on Supernatural.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back. Hey, save it for the tournament.
Oh.
You're the
We're gonna do
best.
that next Bloodsport web series. Oh. You think that'll be a thing for you too, Brett? If they say, what other 80s properties can we web series up? You know, Jean-Claude, sometimes he's hurting and he'll do some stupid shit. He'll do a web series. He doesn't know what a web series is. He doesn't know what that is.
I mean,
Spam.
You got to go for the nostalgia dollars. I say it different every time because I don't know if I should say nostalgia. You could do like a Predator sequel with Danny Glover and Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and then I would pay for YouTube Red.
And you know why that works? Because the Predator's got the camo. You know, you can't see him. There he is.
Where'd he go? You can't. What do you mean? You can't see him?
Why can't you see him, John? I don't know. I wanted to talk about this last week, but because it's been 2 weeks now since we've talked about Halloween, 2018. It's coming out in 3 or 4 months. Jamie Lee Curtis. And
begin.
I almost said Jamie Lloyd. I was like, your brain, no.
Jamie Lloyd? She's not old enough to be his legal ward.
She had a quote that I thought was interesting, and interesting can be good or bad here. Let me know what you think of what she had to say here. She said, there was the idea of, what do you call it, this movie? If I had my druthers, God, she's old now, huh? She's just an old lady if she's using the word druthers. If I had my druthers, I probably would have called it Halloween Retold, because it's being retold. It's the original story in many, many ways, just retold 40 years later with my granddaughter.
I don't know how to react to that. I would call it Halloween Retold because we're retelling it.
I would call it, what the fuck is this shit?
I would call it another Halloween movie that nobody wanted.
Yeah, that's...
I would call it, I always say it's my last one, and it never is.
Jeez. Do you think fucking Danny McBride got on the phone was like, doot, 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 doot. Yeah, can you not say that shit anymore for the next 4 months?
Well, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even call it Halloween because it's that much of a shit show.
Oh. And as soon as I read what writers David Green and Danny McBride had come up with, and the way that they connected the dots in the story, it's this. It made so much sense to me that it felt totally appropriate for me to return to Haddonfield, Illinois for another 40th anniversary retelling. She really fucking goes hard with this retelling, retold, same original, same shit. She goes so... She's very polite.
Oh. For those of you just listening, for those of you just tuning in, Dale was just shaking his head in confusion and disappointment. That's why it was just silent for a second. He didn't know what to say. And, a retelling, again.
And I know, titles can be hard.
Is this still her or is this you?
No, it's just me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you went on. And I know titles can be hard, so that's why they just did with Halloween again.
Maybe, well, I mean, if it is the same story, essentially, going with the same titles, kind of makes sense there, doesn't it?
Well, I think you can't. It's hard to title it when you can't decide what universe it takes place in, and then you create a new one. Is this the 1 through 6 universe? Is this Rob Zombie? Is it a third new universe altogether? We don't know. It's part of the original one and a new one, so we'll just call it Halloween.
Yeah, I think people probably like to do that, make their own timeline. They want to put their own mark on a property.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm trying to find a picture of that man. I know we looked at all the Halloween masks again. I'm going to pull this one up again real quick.
Please be the big neck Don Shanks mask.
It is up there. There it is. And we talked about it. It's got the wrinkles and it's got this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently people were looking at it real closely and they're like, oh, you can see that he's blind in one eye because he gets shot in the face in the first one. So apparently, and I don't know if
does he? That's debatable.
I've been hearing that recently. He's old and blind in one eye. And I was like,
this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, he's gonna be like. And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, fuck.
Can someone shoot him 6 more times?
Just one more. Let's try lucky number 7.
Yeah, I'll be glad to see this one gone. Oh, yes, indeedy.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them nearly burned to death.
I think they do that in the Curse of Michael Myers as well. There's the recap of the story. They do it in just about every fucking sequel after 4. They're like, we got to start bringing people up to speed on these.
Yeah, they definitely do it in. They don't do it in 2. They give us a little benefit of the doubt there. They do show us the end of the movie.
They just show us the movie.
They show us the end of the movie, and then repeating for those who just tuned in. They do that a bunch on the news in the hospital, where the newscaster just keeps talking about how Michael Myers is still at large, or whoever it was. They don't know it's Michael Myers. Maybe they do. 4 does it. 5 probably, I want to say probably doesn't. 6 does, really hard. And then H2O does every time they can. Like, oh, man, I was in junior high when that happened. I was on the force when this happened, when he killed his sister and broke out and killed more people on Halloween night in 1978. And then who knows? I didn't see Rob Zombie's sequel. I only saw the first one that he did.
Yeah.
And who knows about the Busta Rhymes one did the old Halloween 2, where let's just show you the last 17 minutes of the movie before it.
Well, I think the Busta Rhymes one, that's the one with Jamie Lee Curtis in the Nut House in the intro, right?
Right.
They have the other Nut House guy who's just like, Michael Myers killed his sister, because he loves serial killers. So
right.
So he's he's rattling off stats, and that was their way of doing it.
But they retell. I mean, they just show us the end of H2O because they have to show us. No, what really happened was this. Remember? So they redo the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit.
He's clever though, Michael Myers. He's slick. He would do that.
Yeah. So, do you have any? I don't know how long you want to stick around. Give the people what they want to hear and see. Which is you? If you got any good stories or anything?
Do whatever you want. I didn't lift this weekend. I don't have any good lift stories.
That's
I
lifted.
I lifted, but I didn't lift it.
Oh shit!
Lyft is raising their rates.
Oh,
To what? Who knows? Because nobody really knows what their rates are. They don't tell you. They're just like, this ride will be $6. Like $6.84. Like, what was that per mile? Like, it's a complicated algorithm. Don't worry about it.
There are streets and numbers involved. As long as it's competitive with Uber, I guess.
Supposedly, the drivers are supposed to get a little bit more to help, offset the cost of insurance and things like that.
Well, that's good.
It is.
That's good.
Oh, God. Oh, I just got hit with it. Because everyone loves when we talk about wrestling. I watched a little bit of an old AWA match because I was listening to a Jim Cornette thing. And he talked about, when Jerry Lawler wrestled Kurt Hennig for the World Championship. And I'm like, what? And I pulled the matchup just to see, because he was talking about the speed at which referees count. And like in that match, the referee hits the mat and it sounds like 1.
I hate that.
So then when he got to 2 of the count, the people popped because they thought it was over and it wasn't.
They thought it was 3.
And I just started watching the match. It was really good. I just forgot about why I was watching it. I'm like, they sold the punches. You know how they talk about old guys?
Lawler's got the best, man. Lawler's got the best punches in general.
Well, Cornette will talk about how they don't... they don't make it realistic anymore. And Al Snow talks about how they don't sell punches the same. And, they were selling, they were trying to punch when the ref wasn't looking. They were sticking to the old school rules for some of it, and they were selling those punches really well. And Medusa was Kurt Hennig's valet. She was getting in there and tossed Kurt Hennig a high heel, and he smashes Jerry Lawler with it. It was a really good match. It was really well paced, and they didn't just do all the cool moves right away. They built into it. It was neat. I liked it.
How long was it?
It was 15 minutes.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it was not an hour-long match.
That's 15 probably with entrances.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't super long.
I will have to check that out. I gotta check out Cobra Kai.
Oh, Cobra
God
Kai,
damn.
so good.
Fucking Christ. My list of things to do is never ending. Let's plug it up. I'll go first because I'm going to be doing some stuff with my YouTube channel pretty soon. I'm going to be doing some fishing videos, and for people who aren't interested in fishing I'm going to do something else. But the fishing videos are going to be just things that I've only been doing this shit for a year, but I've learned a lot. I won the fucking derby thing. Got a little plaque.
That's true, you did.
So just things to help newer fishermen and fisherwomen, because they're some things they're just not out there because fishermen just fucking do it. We take it for granted that somebody who's brand new might not know how to tie this knot or what to do with this thing or what the fuck this thing is in my tack. What the fuck is this? It's that's to get the hook out of the fish's mouth. I didn't know what that thing was for a year, and I was like, what is this red tube? What are you? So a lot of stuff like that, and it'll be fun to just get on the water and shoot some video. So I'm gonna do that.
I think they shoot some fish.
Shoot some fish.
Get on the water, put some lead in them fish. You know what I'm talking about?
So I'm gonna do some fishing videos. A lot of them by myself, maybe with some buddies. If people want to go fishing with me, let me know. That'd be pretty fun. I'm also gonna be doing a screenwriting series on there. It's sort of like a review recap type of show, but through a screenwriting lens, which I've got it all mapped out because I've been working on a book called How to Watch a Movie Like a Screenwriter, and what we look for and what we see, things that pop out, and what to focus on, what to learn from. So I kind of condensed it slightly to do it in a YouTube movie review sort of thing. So I'll be doing that with buddies as well. So that stuff will start coming out probably in June. So that's youtube.com/Dale Zawada. I'd imagine that's probably what it still is. Haven't updated it in a while, but that's going to change. So those are my plugs.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Great plugs. Really good. I really enjoyed it. Watch Cobra Kai. That's my plug for the thing that's not mine that I don't make money from. But watch the thing.
Sounds good. This was episode 19. Thanks for listening and watching. I'm going to watch Cobra Kai.
I'm Jake Busey.